This is that bee man out in the bee yard. I get a kick out of saying that. Not too bad. Just a few bees. Whoop. There's a few bees in here. This one didn't show much activity at the entrance. There's a couple points about your inspections. You always need a plan. If you don't have a plan for when you open your beehive, then you don't bother opening your beehive. You should stay out of there. And not only a plan for what you may or may not see, but a plan for what you may do depending on what you may see. Today I'm just looking, so I don't have to have a do plan so much. Second thing is, look at your entrance. There's a lot you can tell by your entrance. People ask me, do I like these plastic frames? I really have no preference, plastic or wood. I guess if I had to choose, I'd choose wood. There's one of the things, see, I was prying on this and see how that bends? So that's just one of the things that's different about them. You have to pry right on near the end. So I'm going to again scrape this end one off. There's nothing on the third one, and I'll pull that out. And there's nothing. They've been clearing out some of the syrup on that frame. There's not very many bees in this box. They're just eating away at that syrup. The dandelions are just coming, so they might have a little bit of a nectar source. They need nectar to feed the babies. They need syrup, honey, whatever they have to feed the babies, so they're eating away at that. I usually work doubles, so it's not kneeling on the ground as much. See, these frames are really empty frames. Okay, so we've got some nectar here and pollen, really kind of all mixed together. Got some pollen pants here. She's looking for a way to put that stuff away. That's good. See, I didn't see a queen in that other colony. I often don't see the queen. I don't normally look for her, but I watch for her, but I don't look for her in most cases. Alright, there's a little more of what I want to see here. Again, no queen. No queen. See, if I look in every frame and I don't see the queen, that means I missed the queen because she was on one of them. Pollen. Nice pollen right through here. And then cap brood. There's nectar down in here, which is weird. They're putting the nectar below the brood, but they'll sort that out. Normally the nectar goes above. Hard to see any eggs down in there. There's the queen right there. She had a big orange, kind of a, well, it's more of a pink dot on her back, so I spotted her down in there. We'll get her out here and show you. I don't know what you can see, but I'm sure you can see that big fat queen with a big pink dot. So she's laying there. I can see larvae everywhere. Very young larva here, nectar, pollen there, young larva, some more pollen here and some nectar. So she's doing her job. Got this laid up too. Again, a little spotty, but it's okay because she's filled that in everywhere. Now I got my queen frame and she's still right there. So to protect her, I'm going to make sure I push that up again another frame, so I know she's safe in there. Lots of pollen in that frame, lots of very young nectar, larvae, a little bit of nectar. Nectar at the bottom, oddly enough, but it is what it is. It's just the time of year, they're just getting going, they haven't sorted everything out yet. See, this is a feed frame. They've eaten some of it, they've filled some of it in nectar, they've got some pollen they brought in there too, and then just feed on the other side. So that's not actually too bad. It's not a very strong colony, but those statistics are quite acceptable. Alright, so I've got 2 frames out. My queen is down in here. At least she was last I saw her. So I'm going to push this as a unit together to protect the queen. These are empty frames, so I'm going to move the feed frames out again. Put the empty frames in here for the queen to lay in. This one I'll put this way, and she can lay in those empty frames. I'm going to squash these together as best I can. Careful your boxes, you can actually break your box doing that. And then center them best I can. Give them this patty back. Looks like maybe they're going to finish it up, I don't know. Sometimes these patties, they just go rotten in here and start to stink. And that's about it for that one. Put this cover back on. Not a very strong colony, but she's got her mojo on. She's laying well. And that's what I'm looking for.